little background from John. Who he is, why he's here, where he came from, all that.
From another planet.
John, how did you get
here? Hey, just beam me in here.
Well, my daddy.
That's what. So you see, it was a cloudy night, and Mom was bored. Now Dad was
That's going to make a really good podcast.
All right, welcome back to Chill Under Pressure. Today we've got a special guest. I'm Rodney.
I'm Adam.
I'm Les.
And this is John Carlson.
Oh, hey, everybody. How are you?
You missed your cue, John.
Fade me in. Hey, guys, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here.
Absolutely.
So, John, right off the gate, like, who are that? Yeah, I can't even talk.
Right off the
gate.
Oh, wait.
That's
not good.
That means something different now. My son was telling me that.
Yeah, for sure. We got stories.
Yeah, anyway. That's what happens when you have teenage kids. Okay, back to the point here. John, so a little background. Why are you here? How do we know you? Give us a little John history.
And bail Adam out of this real quick.
Yeah, I got it. So yeah. It feels like home, right?
Yeah.
Like this goes all the way back to 2001. I think it was, Les.
Yeah.
2001.
Early 2000, 2001, somewhere in there.
So once upon a time.
Was it RMS yet still, or had they change it?
It was.
It was an RMS thing.
Actually, then like 99.
Yeah.
So fun fact, Les was my first boss in the whole refrigerant game. He came dragging me, kicking and screaming into this whole nightmare of refrigerant, which
that's how everyone gets in.
Yeah, that's how everybody gets in, right? Every story starts with like dragged in. Nobody.
Hey, come here! I got to.
Did you get the same sales pitch I got? You're gonna hate every day of this. You'd be terrible, but if you can survive it,
absolutely,
then you're a winner. It's like, wow, I guess I want to be a winner.
Yeah, you want to be average?
I just remember it was a late, cold night. And I get this call, and he's
only a 30-minute podcast.
I'll make it short. It's a long story, short version to a long story. But Les invited me over to a restaurant, and we shut it down. I mean, we started at like 8, 9, something like that. Excuse me, and we shut that thing down, talking about the market, how refrigerants work, what's expected. A little place called RMS, Refrigerant Management Service.
Yeah.
And we were peers. I think you were running Michigan back then.
Yep.
And Les was rolling with a bunch of guys in Arizona. We had California going, and it was a lot of fun back then, because it was new, it was raw. Like, what's this refrigerant thing? What's the commodity? I don't even know what the commodity is. So learned all about refrigerants. Learned all about customer service, contractors, end users. And it was really cool. We were riding around in Isuzu flatbeds with half tons in the back. It was awesome. We would just recover our 22 right in the back and roll around with that thing sliding around, and it was pretty great.
They slide around, folks. It was secured.
It was secured
by a tiny little aluminum bar that pushed feet against the side.
Secure. Like, DOT, is this okay? Absolutely, it was. I got pulled over once. It was good.
It was a different time.
It was a different time in a different place.
That's right.
At the beginning of a novel. It was a different time.
I think you spent like 6 hours with DOT on the side of the highway that day.
Yeah, and then so RMS was bought and sold. I worked in Arizona for quite some time, doing on-site service, like tank service and gas sales, and we was bidding like chillers and things like that. So it was a lot of fun trying to catch up to competing against our other markets like Michigan and California. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. It was always funny that Michigan could even compete. I mean, the land of the
it was awesome.
Heavy refrigerant usage in West Michigan.
Yeah.
Big time.
Hey, we got those lists, and if we were getting close to California, you're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
So got really used to that, and then bought and sold by Full Circle, right?
Yeah.
And they took us national, and we grew quite a bit. And that ended up going belly up under that. So my brother also worked at the time, went out and started a rapid recovery franchise. Rapid recovery is born out of the best services from RMS.
Yeah. We cherry picked the best of the best.
Yeah.
And said, what did our customers really value?
Right. What do they value? Right. We're providing solutions even back then. And what made the most? Right. Like, what was the biggest revenue driver? So those things alone, it really created this new idea of customer service. What can we do to solve the problems in the industry around recovery? And rapid recovery was absolutely it. Unfortunately, we were rolling right off the back of a 9/11 economy, right? And it really made it really hard to franchise in that Dallas locations, that Dallas area. So I did the back then responsible thing, like, all right, got to go back to school. I went back to school for a little bit. ASU, go Devils. And we went ahead and
are you flashing gang signs over there?
little forky, go Devils. Don't talk to me about football. It's not a good thing. Maybe this year. But I went back to school and did the whole married thing. Just celebrated our 23 years.
Congratulations.
To my wife, Jessica. Yeah. We had 2, and then we waited 10 years, had 2 little girls. I have a 13-year-old and a 10-year-old little girl, Avery and Tegan. Yeah. Yeah,
so you're entering the war zone stage.
Man, it is. It's pretty great.
Well, even more than that, he's coaching their softball team.
Oh yeah.
Part of it, softball.
Oh, we are deep. We are deep into that. Like it has gone from that little rec league when your kids are all cute and you're taking photos of them to yelling and screaming at little kids. You're like, what are you doing? It gets real. It gets real out there sometimes. But yeah, and then 2015, 16. Les and I had another conversation.
Yeah, 16.
Yeah, 16. It brought me in. A-Gas was just acquired Rapid Recovery, or just prior.
They were
May of 16.
Was it May of 16?
Yeah, so I think you came in right before that because I had
I think it was right before
reacquired the Arizona franchise.
Yeah.
And I was looking for the right person to, basically build it, business development.
Yeah.
And then you called me one day, and I'm like, yeah, let's chat.
And that person couldn't make it, so he called me.
Second string.
No,
you got here too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Weird how this called in. But yeah, and started with Rapid Recovery again, and we came out of the gate screaming. I mean, Arizona was just on fire. I think we went 30% year over year. I think we're growing that Arizona market. It was awesome.
And that was a really well-established market, so that's a lot about your ability and the opportunity.
And I think the market was ready. And whenever we have a team like this, whenever you have a team together that's willing to go out and solve problems, it doesn't matter what it is. Whenever the market,
give me that.
I was gonna yell at somebody else.
Just keep going.
What is that? Cut. At least it wasn't my hands this time.
Take 3.
Right. Audio working. But yeah, I think whenever you have a dedicated team that's focused on customer service, whenever the market's ready for it, like FMHero, it's just gonna uptake. It's just gonna tornado this thing all the way to the ceiling.
So your strategic thinking mind says, I'm going to go to where the market is just right, so I look really good.
That's it. You found it. You found my secret.
I'm glad you're here then.
I'm also, that's a good indicator, right? It's a good indicator.
The John scale.
The John indicator. And I'm taking consulting if anybody wants. But no, and then we did the whole Rapid Recovery thing. It was so much fun. I mean, it was a lot of fun. We built the team up. We moved shops. It was so much fun just growing that.
One of the favorite things we met talking about Rapid, and you come back, is what you told Jessica.
Oh,
right. Yeah. Is it's not so much a job as it is like a lifestyle.
It is. It's a full culture. It's its own thing.
That just tells me how deep your initial indoctrination was.
So you did get it. You did get the same speech as I did. Yeah. You're gonna hate it every day.
It's your whole life.
You'll never sleep again.
And if you do, we'll wake you up.
No, but I did. And I believe it. I think when you're dedicated to something, or your focus shifts to a certain thing. I think it does require a certain lifestyle, or you have that own culture of refrigerant or whatever that market is. I think.
And I think that's kind of a neat thing to think about, because the reality is the other side of that equation, the one that Les didn't pitch but is true.
Yeah.
No, it's fair. I'm going to give you some credit here. Is that with that level of dedication, commitment, and opportunity, like you feel the wins, you feel the excitement, the energy, but you also have the freedom to say, yeah, not today. Right. Today is softball. Like today I'm doing the thing with my
absolutely.
Right. And so it's that balancing act, and I don't want to get lost in that today, but like just throwing that out there, I feel like, you know, it is a lifestyle, and it really takes over places you don't expect at times where you're like, oof, that's gonna be rough. But then there's other times where you're like, no, I'm gonna protect myself, I'm gonna protect my family, because this is important, and you know what, that'll keep. So
yeah, it really is. And you know, whenever you incorporate all those things, you don't need to worry about the bottom line, because you're doing all the right things for the right reasons. And I think at the end of the day, the bottom line speaks for itself, because it's all gonna work.
Well, ultimately that comes from taking care of the client.
Absolutely.
Right? And so when you have that level of dedication, they also can appreciate the moment where you're like, is this one urgent? Is this the moment?
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, it is. And you're like, all right, we're there.
Yeah.
And then when it's like, is this the moment? They're like, no, this will keep. It's like, good.
Yep.
Right. And they work with you because they know the level of service that you provide. They know that you're going to be there for them when they really need it.
That's right.
Yeah. So it's a give and take.
It's funny because I tell this member, if we can, we will.
Right.
But if I tell you we can't, it's literally because
we cannot.
We cannot. Right. But so I want you to remember what we're doing today, and maybe the next time mention it again, because if we can, we're going to do it.
Yeah.
Right. But like you said, there is a part of the lifestyle is protecting your lifestyle, which is your family.
Sure.
Right. And your other interests. And so that you have the freedom to do that.
So you, there obviously is a lot of rapid history here. We could go on that for hours, but you were part of the AGAS team, and recently with them, you were just talking the other day about how cool what you were doing is. Awesome. Tell us about it.
So we rolled right into Rapid. AGAS came in and purchased Rapid, and for kind of like and they viewed it as more of a stream of refrigerants coming back to the reclamation plants, right? Mm-hmm. So their business is selling gas, so they needed that pipeline, which is totally understandable and a great place to do it. I shortly rolled right into, after Les sold the franchise, got out of it, I rolled right into food retail for their national side, and they didn't really have a national presence for the AGAS side of the team, and they wanted somebody that could have fresh eyes on the national presence. So what better market than food retail? I mean, I fell in love with this food retail thing. It's massive and it's unique, and they have their own unique problems, and they're public enemy number one. I mean, it's very from a regulatory perspective. From a regulatory perspective, sure. They really are I mean,
they have a huge target on their back all the time.
And you just don't understand that until you're in that space, kind of seeing what's going on and what they're tolerating. It really is something special. So what I did was we combined, how can we make recovery and gas sales and buyback all one thing, and that was my major focus. And I thought we were really successful, and I loved it. It was great.
Yeah, total solution. I love that online. Tim Ambergy was a proponent of it.
He was great.
Yep. So that's cool. And then you we had lunch and we said, are you ready yet?
Well, yeah. before the are you ready? I want to make sure the app was ready. Right.
Yeah.
So for years, I mean, we'd been beta testing, seeing what works, what doesn't, what needs to go. And I watched this from a perspective in a market. I see this need, right? Mm-hmm. I see this need not only in just the food retail space, but across the industry. There's this need out there, and I start seeing this spark of like, hey, this thought, hey, we have this idea, and I saw it develop from the very beginning, all the way through the ups and downs, the highs and lows. I'm sure that's another.
Drop the whole thing, start over, because we're not taking anything bad out.
And the lows,
scrap it,
and the lows, and the lowers. Yeah. but yeah, I was watching it really close, and I thought, man, if if these guys can do what the industry needs and what others have been trying to do for all these years, for 10 years, whenever we have these regulatory, like the AMAC, we have Kingali, we have all these things that people are just trying to manage, and they're just trying to manage their equipment. Forget about the refrigerant management piece. That's so huge.
Yeah.
Just to get their eyes
Just keep
on
the ice cream cold, please.
keep our inventory from rotting away, right?
Yeah.
So you have this big need out there, and I'm watching this thing just grow and grow and grow and grow, and all the way up until we're doing a beta test, and we're shooting white goods with white good plates with the camera, and I'm like you guys, I see everything from the technician's perspective. You know, if it doesn't work from that spot, it doesn't work through the whole chain.
Yep.
And like, all right, let's how
really
well,
test this thing out.
right? So nothing better than a scrapyard full of white good old refrigerators, right?
So to paint the picture, I mean, white goods are like enemy number one for the recovery technician because it's terrible, right? You're in a stinky, smelly, dirty,
piercing
dusty,
lines.
Like the atmosphere around you is awful. And there's this supposed lined up refrigerators and white goods. They're not lined up.
Never.
They're piled up. They're trashed out.
Their backs are to you.
Yeah. They're duct taped closed because the fridge died.
If you're lucky.
And the food is still in there because they're like, well, it's all bad. I'm not,
I'm not cleaning.
Right?
I'm not a cleaning service.
And where's the nameplate? Inside. So nobody wants to do that. I mean, most of them are inside the door. And so, you know, from a recovery guy's perspective, you're like, I gotta document this thing. I gotta give it a unique serial number because I'm not gonna go inside and you know, open that biohazard. And anyway, so that's the setting for that. And then you know, you're piercing them, and when you're fast, which, you know, the equipment was fast, the teams were fast, and they wanted to get out of there.
Right.
They were doing a good job. They're like rocking and rolling, pierce, just running the line, sucking them out. Like, I mean, you pierce them, and 30 seconds later, it's evacuated, and then you smack it with a hammer, and then you give it another 30 seconds, and then you're done, right?
That's right.
So the test is, can you document as fast or faster than you can recover?
That is the entire thing. So back in my day, when you're being sprayed by the water truck to keep the dust down and you're recovered,
splattered by the mud, exactly, nasty,
and and you're literally in a landfill with all the nice smells and the
2 spare tires
and and it's humid, you know, but you're literally writing down on a piece of paper, make, model, serial number, make, model. It's a nightmare. And this is just the worst possible scenario, right? So whenever you're out there and you can go boop, scan, oh, it's faster than I can actually recover 8 ounces of refrigerant. You know what I mean? And that just attests to the speed of the whole thing from A to Z. And then I'm done with my paperwork actually before my recovery's finished.
Yeah.
You know how, and that's incredible. And so there's so many things. There's so many different I'll say, you know, points of development that really caught my interest. And coming from a food retail perspective, there's so many things that are needed. And if you can just solve one, it's awesome. You got a winner. You sell one thing, and I saw one thing, 2 things, 3 things, 4 things that are needed, all compiled into one place. And that's what I mean. You can't sit on that. You gotta move. You gotta grow it. Like it's just gotta be. And that's where I came up with my my hero name.
Flashpoint.
Flashpoint. Yeah. Actually, my kids picked it.
Well, they did a good job.
I gave them a list.
I like it.
Yeah, they're excited.
Name.
Yeah, you can pick anything. And they're like, yeah, you look like a Flashpoint redhead guy.
And I like your character too.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Sunglasses on, the fiery redhead.
Gotta keep it cool, right? You gotta chill. You gotta chill under pressure here.
That's right. I did notice that all of our, except for maybe Rodney's, all of our heroes look younger than we are.
Oh yeah, that's what makes them heroes. You know, like sweet,
ageless. Mine didn't have any gray.
Yeah, never. But yeah, I was so excited. I'm still so excited to be part of this team. I mean,
we're excited to have you.
Thanks, Rodney. I mean, that comes you guys are great, but when it comes from Rodney,
I know. Well, he only says like 3 words.
Glad to have you.
Now he's done.
I'll make him count.
But when it comes to Rodney, I know it's real. No, no, but I'm really glad to. No, but I'm really glad to be here. The vision that I have for this whole thing is just incredible because it goes right back to what we were doing with rapid recovery and just solving the stupid solution that nobody has.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to keep going back to rapid, but you know, rapid customers can always recover themselves.
Yeah.
Our biggest competitor for rapid recovery was our clients.
Yeah.
They could always do their own recovery, but why would they want to?
Right.
Why would they want to pay that overtime? Why would they want to sit on a bucket for hours and days? Like it doesn't make sense. Just like it doesn't make sense for these companies, big, small, if they're handling refrigerant, if they have equipment, you know, that they need to track, why would they do this on an Excel doc? It doesn't make sense. Oh, I got to tie my 2 things together with my Excel sheet. Why are you doing it then? I mean, we have the solution. I'm so excited for it.
I saw today ESCO Institute posted, and they called it "No Kryptonite Spreadsheets with FMHero." It's fantastic, but it's
I
true,
love that.
right? And it's
I love that.
when you go back to like if you're doing large recovery, like you referenced the supermarkets, why do you want to buy a bunch of dry ice or rent a cold storage trailer to move stuff into? How much cost do you have in that?
Oh.
And then when you could just have Rapid come out and do the recovery,
Right.
You don't do any of that,
Right.
because everything's back online so quickly. It saves you a bunch of money in there. And then same thing, if you're trying to do this in-house, you're not equipped to do that. It's not what your company does.
Right.
You're being required to do it. So you go out, some software companies say, what information do you need to know? And they list it out.
They build you a database, which is a glorified spreadsheet.
Right.
Right.
It's kryptonite at the end of the
Just
day.
open that database. You haven't touched that database.
Because it's built by tech people, not technicians, but like IT tech people who they can build really great databases.
That's
but
right.
if they don't understand the actual use case, if they're not in the field, if they're not living it
They
every
don't
day,
understand the flow of the work.
flow of the work,
100%.
what you get out is bad data because the technician's working hard to
Right.
make it work for them,
Right.
opposed to we said.
Exactly.
I totally took over your thing.
That's
We
all right.
said.
I'm used to it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I can't help it. I'm a man of so many words. Rodney and I get along great.
So now that Adam started, I'm just going to exit. I'll be back.
I'm just going to take these off.
But I mean, you know, the idea was and is like you get it right in the field.
Yeah.
And then you get good data.
Right.
And then that single source of truth from the field where you've got the right make, model, serial, the right piece of equipment you worked on. Not, hey, we know there's only 4 racks in this building. Why are there 12 in our system?
Oh, geez.
Because
all the time.
The one guy calls
all
it
the
rack
time.
A, the next guy goes and says it's the low temp rack. They give them all different names, and now they're different racks. Well, how do you keep track of leak loss when one guy's charging the low temp and one guy's charging rack A, and they're the same thing?
Yeah.
Like it's not, your data is just wrong.
Yeah.
And you know, from that perspective too, one of the things we keep hearing, and I'm super excited about this particular thing.
Yeah.
Because it's one that we keep getting feedback on is these stores, for example, they'll get an invoice from the field 45, 60, 90 days after the work was done because they have a policy, you know, hey, only a 10%, only a 20% markup on your part. Well, then that means in order to give you the invoice, I got to go get the bill for the part, prove my markup, show all the things, get it all together. First, I got to wait for it to come out of the field in the first place because the guy's got it written on something and it's sitting in his van for 2 weeks.
That's right.
But then I finally get this invoice, and now I find out I've been in violation for 60 days already because that charge event that he did pushed me into a violation, and I didn't do the repair and the file verifications and all that to fix it, which it could have been an easy fix. I mean, you know, but it never happened because we didn't know we had a problem until it was too late. And now, yes, you can go fix it at that point, but you've already sat in violation. Like
now you're in exceedance.
Yep.
And
so when you get that real information immediately, the moment that the guy says, yep, I charged the unit, even before he says I'm done with my work order, my field service order,
and then
you're getting that information.
Outside of the regulatory aspect, just how much money do you save if you can get things right away and you know, oh, this unit seems to be an ongoing problem. Like how much refrigerant do you have to save to
justify the cost of a good tool?
A good tool, right? So less service calls, better efficiency on your units, not going into violations.
Way less gas
Way
going
less
straight in the
gas.
gas bottle.
Right. So there's so much on the profitability side, just in staffing. Like, how many people does it take to do all the stuff you say? Like when you were talking, they're trying to navigate these regulations all the time, and if they're putting it in there, that process gets faster and easier, and it takes less resources, which means you can re-engage repurpose those people to things that are more efficient, make you more money. So we see it as, not only are we with FMHero, we're solving the regulatory burden, but we're bringing a tool that if you implement it, it's gonna bring profitability.
Yeah. What's funny is
we don't usually go this heavy into Hero, so
I feel good because I'm excited about
John's
part of Hero.
That's right.
Yeah.
So,
well,
refrigerant
tracking is just one thing, right? And that's a big part of it.
Yep.
How many pounds can we save by tracking, controlling, and profit from that, right?
That's right.
I mean, I love that slogan. It's written
track it,
on
control,
our shirts,
profit.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So we gotta keep that in mind. But even a bigger case is the cylinder tracking. It is such a huge deal. Whether you guys whether these guys are pulling refrigerant from the brick and mortar store on the corner, or having it shipped in from a manufacturer or a reclaimer, it doesn't matter. That inventory goes right into your app, and you can track those cylinders full, empty. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
now you can get your deposits back.
You have to chase them. You know where they're.
Yeah.
2 years ago, deposits went up from $250 a cylinder to $500 a cylinder. The lack of steel out there is incredibly huge. Everyone's fighting to get cylinders back. Why not have something that actually can see and track that through the whole process?
How many of those are sitting in the back room of a grocery store that they're not even know that they're there?
1,100 of them.
That's a big number. That's a huge number.
I'm not even sure that's secret. I'm not sure that's in our secret.
That's definitely not in the top down.
And then beyond it too, like how many of them ended up back at a contractor's shop that were supposed to be returned, but then they got busy doing something else, and now you don't even know where they are.
Yeah.
You'll never see.
Well, they swapped. So you took it to this store, to that store, and didn't get it. But really quickly, it's someone said another tool out there was doing cylinders, right?
We have cylinder tracking.
We have cylinder tracking, but then they told us, but we can't move it once it's in the store. It can't move from store. Like, we want to take it. It's like a fixed asset to the store. We want to move it down.
That's not cylinder tracking.
That's cylinder tracking. That's marketing.
Yeah.
Well, and it's funny actually. I mean, this is true, but we kind of built cylinder tracking because we had to. In order to make it work, right, you have to have it. But we didn't realize how much of a problem we just solved. We just had to. You have to do it, and to that other tools don't do it is kind of blows my mind. Which means that we're not going. It came from this cylinder into this rack, or from this rack into that cylinder, and went to this reclaimer. Like that direct every step of the way chain, or these 10 units went into that one cylinder, and then it went to that one reclaimer.
But that's because they're building a database. They don't understand the field.
The flow in the field.
Right? They don't. It's
the data tracking part's easy. It's the
Rodney.
It's just all ones and zeros.
It's all ones and zeros.
You're sitting awfully close to them when you're saying fighting words like that.
I think I'll sit in a different chair.
But no, cylinder tracking alone, and like I said, whenever you solve one problem, it's great. Solve two problems, you're fantastic. We're on the cusp of solving so many issues for so many different markets within the HVACR industry. It's just crazy. And cylinders and steel is just so big. It like you don't even know if a manufacturer, like, where did those tanks, do they go back to the manufacturer? What is that? So now Hero, you take a photo of it. It downloads.
It pulls them out, the serial number right off the tank, and puts it into, you don't have to type
right in. It whenever you, oh look, I can move it, and I can move it from the technician side or the web version side in the office. Like, we can see all the way through. Sorry, I'll get off my soapbox on cylinders, but I have personally flown.
But we really like your soapbox.
Multiple states just to move empty cylinders, so that physically move them, so that they don't get lost. So they're a hazard. They're a pain. But just that alone, and going back to the Les made about refrigerant profitability, not losing that. He and I, we had huge proponents of the new 608 ruling, letting everybody know what happened in 2019, right? 2019, 608 changed a little bit, okay, a lot. And we went out and let everybody know what the changes were. And we did lunch and learns every day. I think I gained like 60 pounds. I don't know.
Good job losing it, though.
Thanks, man. That's lots of running, softball.
It's only been like 9 years.
Softball coaching, well, lose it. But we went out and we met a really young service manager, just got promoted from the field. He was looking for another solution, trying to track all this stuff. You have refrigerant coming in from the trucks. I mean, hundreds of tanks off his service fleet. And Les and I were talking to him, and back then we had a really great refrigerant tracking program. As they recovered, they log it, and Rodney would help out with that on the
ones and zeros.
Yeah, it's not our. To be fair, it's not our first foray into doing data tracking.
Right.
We just took what we had built before, made it cover everyone in the ecosystem. Like it really took it from it's internally focused for Rapid and our clients.
Absolutely.
Now it touches everybody wherever you are in the ecosystem.
Yeah. And because it's fully featured, like you're saying, with the cylinders and with things that we just felt like we had to have. Now that we have new regulations popping up in different states here and there, like we haven't come across anything where our system wouldn't cover those requirements. So.
Yeah, it's inherent. Like last time I said, man, if the information's there, if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, right, which in our case is scan, fill it in, and actually, say, hey, I did put gas in that unit, here's how much, and so on. Then when it comes to, well, when did you do that? And where were you when you did that?
Right.
And was it the specific unit? And what was the leak loss rate immediately calculated? What, did it reset? Did you do a repair? Did you do a fault verification and so on?
Huge.
And so like right away, it's like, well, the data's there. So it's just presenting it in a meaningful way for the needed party.
Right.
So sometimes it's the office manager, sometimes it's the tech in the field with the mobile app. Sometimes it's the regulator who says, well, you have to report that to us now.
Yeah.
And so that's fairly simple, again, when it's just displaying the right information because the information's already there.
Right.
And so as the regulations change, it's like they're not coming up with, there's
matter.
nothing new happening in the field.
All the information's in FMHero, so regardless of where the regulations go, we're going to be able to provide what you need.
I want to be fair. They said there's nothing new happening in the field. There's lots of new. There's new technology. There's new refrigerants. There's new. But what's not new is charging gas gets charged, right? Recovering gas gets recovered, right? Tracking the equipment and so on, knowing what's there. That's the same. So it's a new piece of equipment, new refrigerants, but in general, the concepts haven't shifted at all.
Not at all.
Well, listening to John and I, we get along really well, and but the thing with him being over with A-gas and everything, but as he's going through this, what I'm continually reminded of and what excites me about John joining FMHero is like excitement. That's what brought him over.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Is like looking at it going, I can bring a brand new solution that nobody else has in the industry. And when we talking or like right now and I'm listening to him go through this stuff, I'm like,
it's the John indicator.
We're back to John.
The indicator's pegging out right now. This is
it really is.
The win.
That's aside the fact that I've always loved working with John. His excitement that he's bringing to it, and your motivation for coming over, that makes me feel good. All of his clients should feel fantastic.
Yeah, I love that you're not coming here because you're like, oh, cool. It's about Hero. Like your whole narrative, if you rewind the tape and you play it back, is it's all about the client.
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
100%.
You're looking at this and going, I know these people, right? And I brought them an awesome solution before. This is a new awesome opportunity, an awesome solution for them.
You got it. That's what it is, 100%. And it's not until you really hear the pain of what these businesses are going through. There's people that they quit their jobs over this.
Oh yeah.
Careers have been ended because people just don't have an answer.
It's too stressful.
Now they do.
Yeah.
Well, and there's fear in the marketplace of how are we gonna.
And if you bring it to your organization, you'll be their hero.
Yeah.
Like boom. Really?
Literally.
We can do these
Cut
things?
podcast, nail it right there. Previously was Thor's hammer, now it's...
Well, I mean, everyone was worried about the 50 pounds and over, right?
Yeah.
And everybody was kind of focused on that 50-pound thing, and now we're seeing the 15 rule. the 15-pound rule. So
And you talk about the amount of equipment difference. It's massive. So there are plenty of systems bigger than 50 pounds.
Sure.
But
Tons.
at the time, the rules were CFC only, 50 pounds and up. So that's getting to be a smaller and smaller group.
That's the change.
And now you're talking about 15 pounds and up.
Yeah.
And it's this huge number of pieces of equipment that you have to now manage, maintain, track, log.
Absolutely.
And it's a lot bigger deal. And, the reality is, why not track it all? Like, wouldn't it be nice to know that small cooler
in one
only
spot
holds 5 pounds,
in
even
one
though
spot.
it's not a regulatory concern?
That's right.
That you've pumped gas into 15 times in the last year.
Right.
Like, maybe you have a problem.
That's expensive.
It's expensive. It's not just the gas, which you're losing,
Right.
but the amount of time you keep having to go back. And so having that all in one place, even if it's not a regulatory burden, it's a logical business decision to go, where am I wasting in my organization?
Absolutely.
How much is a pound of refrigerant?
How much is a pound? How much is the equipment? How much in your inventory? They've spent millions and millions of dollars to provide all this equipment, and they have no idea where it's at. A big portion. So why not do it all in one place? It's just logical. It's just the best thing to do.
Well, and I don't think the regulations are, like the 10 Commandments written in stone.
Right.
Like, things are going to change over time, and so what if 15 goes to 10?
Or 5.
And exactly.
Yeah.
So
and it's
log it all.
like
and
you
you'll
say,
be
it's
ready.
already in there, and now it's just we already have it.
No more scrambling for audits of things that are below, whatever.
We just change this. In fact, within our system, you can change the threshold to in-store. Like your organization, this is the threshold we want to watch. This is the regulatory one. This is where you can just cut it back and say we're going to be more proactive. That way, we get ahead of the game, so we can set our own parameters within our organization.
Well, maybe you have a consent decree where you're required to do better than the federal regulation
set it up.
or the CARB regulation, whatever it might be. So anyway, we could go on. If obviously people are interested in seeing that for themselves, we'll do demos all day long. So we love showing off the product, and I love
FMHero.com.
FMHero. Still Under Pressure podcast with John Carlson.
Well, Hero is sponsoring this podcast. So
100%.
We'll give Hero the break.
Thanks for having me, guys.
So John, I mean, back to you. We're glad to have you.
Thank you.
It's been fun for decades to work together, to be back on the same team. I mean, we're kind of always on the same team.
Always.
It doesn't matter what company we're with. We're working for the same goal. And it's really cool when we're actually in the same room together, working it out, bringing solutions. So.
Yep. I'm excited to be here. Excited to be working with you guys. Excited to roll this out to everyone. It's gonna be great.
Fantastic. Well, guys, I think we'll call that a wrap. Well, I'm sure John will be back on again in the future, and we'll be talking about more fun things.
Real deep things.
Like softball. We'll get right into the softball. So, thanks for joining us in Chill Under Pressure. I'm Adam.
I'm Les.
I'm Rodney.
I'm John.
We'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.